Hello, welcome back to the channel. This video is on the TVR Chimera. I've owned it for quite a while now and I've never changed the brakes. This car's extremely light. Here it is. It weighs about a ton with all the liquids in it, which is not really giving the brakes a hard time at all. I've had an issue with the car in that when you drive it around, it kind of feels like, well, I've looked at the gearbox, I've looked at the diff, I can't find anything wrong. I wonder if it's something as stupid as the back brakes are probably binding a little bit. So I've took the executive decision, we're going to replace all of the discs and all of the pads. They're the front ones. Here's the rear ones, which are slightly different. They're funny little clips on them. So the front ones will be relatively simple, and that's what today's video will be about. This is like changing the discs on pretty much any other car. The rear ones are a bit more complicated because they have the handbrake connected to the caliper, so that adds a little bit of complication. Never done these before. These are off, as far as I know, they're off of Sierra originally. The front ones are off Escort Cosworth, I believe. So, to help me, I've got out the trusty, what was in the TVR community called the Bible, written by Steve Heath. Can you see that? There we go. I don't even know if you can get this anymore. I don't know if it's published, but if you've got a TVR, you either want to hope it comes with one, or you need to try and get one as soon as you can. It's a wealth of valuable information inside here, and Steve goes through how to do all the brakes. So this is for the fronts. And then there's nice photos of how to do the backs with lots of info in there, what to look out for. So like I said, today we'll be doing the fronts. I'm hoping it's going to be relatively simple. And the only difference on these pads, as you can see, is one of them has got like a claw on, spring claw. That helps it to clip into the caliper, which you'll see later. So let's get to it. I'll pull the car out, we'll get it jacked up on an axle stand, and then we'll get pull the wheel off and start doing it. Okay, we've got the wheel off, and you can see what state the disc's in. I mean, it's been stood for a while, this car, so not surprising. The disc isn't actually in bad nick, it's not got a lip on it or anything. First thing we need to do is get this clip off. Be careful with these, they are sprung steel, and if it flies and hits you in the face you'll know about it, so pliers please and hang on to it. Then at the back here where my finger is, that's the guide pin, so we have to take the top one out and then we'll be able to lower the whole caliper down to be able to get to the pads without taking the caliper off. This is weird, it's got a plastic cover on it and it's a hex key, so I'm assuming the end comes off. So I'll take the end off and then we'll see if we can get an Allen key in it to get it off. Right, so the fun begins. I've got the clip out, that was no problem. I've got the end plug, there's like a little rubber bung that goes in there. I've got that out. This is a 7mm hex key. Who the hell has a 7mm? Anyway, luckily in my socket set I have a 7mm, but I've had to put all this malarkey on to be able to get past the brake pipe. And this is really tight, so I've sprayed some brake cleaner on it to try and loosen things up, but you know, it's already starting to become a pain. So let's see if I can get this out. So that's the guide pin. I'm going to clean that up, and I've loosened off the bottom one. Now you can see I can move this back to get the pads out. Now I'm going to change the disc, so this is only any good if you just want to change the pads. To get the disc off I need the whole caliper off, so I'm going to take out the two bolts that hold the caliper. I did this anyway because I want to clean these pins up and grease them. They don't look very greasy. So if you're just doing the pads you can do this. If you're changing the discs, which to be honest I've never changed pads and not be changing the disc at the same time, but anyway, so there's two bolts which I need to take out, then we take the caliper off. Right, new disc on, they just push on. There is a hole for a screw, but it's not used on the TVR. The caliper is there with the pad still in. That was a bit of a job to get off actually. It was grabbing hold of that disc quite hard, and this one will be even thicker. So we may have to push the piston back in a little bit, and well, let's see what happens. So it's always a good idea when you're doing brake jobs to take the lid off the brake fluid reservoir. I've actually taken some brake fluid out because it was really full. I don't know why yet. And you don't want this stuff getting on your paint, so make sure you put a cloth around it because it'll just burn the paint off. Right, so there's the caliper with the slidey bit taken out. So this is where the guide pins, or the slide pins, go. So I'm going to clean all this up. Believe it or not, in there, let me show you, inside the piston, I found this, just floating around in there. And that looks to me like the rivet that holds the claw on. So that tells me, well, how the hell would that come off? Either it's rusted off, or the pads got so low on the other side they wore it off, which seems unlikely. It is rusty at the top. Yeah, that's quite scary. Anyway, it's got, look at the thickness on them. I mean, they're almost brand new, but obviously quite old. So I'm going to clean all this up with some brake cleaner, and we'll lube everything up, and then we'll see if we can get the new brake pads in and get it over the brand new thick disc without resorting to violence. Right, so with the disc on, I've put the carrier back on, so that's bolted at the back with two 17mm bolts. And then what we'll do is we'll clean up the caliper, the other bit of the caliper, get that bottom slidey pin in, and then we can put the brake pads in it and straight up like that, like a clam, he says, as if it's going to be easy. Okay, so I've got the new pads in. What I needed to do, I've got this special like brake piston ratchet doodad. So as you ratchet it, it pushes these two plates apart and enables you to push the piston back. You could also use something like that, but I had this, so I used it. Then it makes it easy. You put the one with the claw in the piston. This other one I just put in the guide. It sits in these little slots, top and bottom. And then I've put the bottom guide pin back in with some grease on it. So I need to just clean the top pin and put that back in there. And then we fit the spring clip and this side's done. So you just have to put these plugs back in at the end of the guide pins. He says, there you go, that just pushes in. And one at the bottom. And then we've just got to get this clip back on there, which I'll have to use the pliers to do, I would imagine. And then we're done, and then we do the other side. Okay, right, we're round the other side. I'm aware I may have missed out some bits because I'm busy learning how to do it and not remembering to show you. So we'll go through it a bit more thoroughly on this side. So first thing to do is to take this clip off. Just use the pliers. It is sprung steel. It's not fantastically strong, but if you get it wrong and that pokes you in the eye, it'll end your day real quick. We then need to take out the little bungs, top and bottom. Don't you think see that? Top and bottom, they just pull out. And then a 7mm hex. I'm going to take both of them out because I want to disassemble all this and clean it. And then I'll take the carrier off and clean that as well because I want to grease everything. And then new disc, new pads and reassembly. Right, here we go. Right, so the clip's off. What you do is you grab it kind of here where it comes out of this hole. Just grab it with the pliers and pull it out that hole and it essentially just falls off. So 7mm hex. I'm going to use a socket set one because it's the only one I've got. And I use the extension for the top because the brake hose is in the way. The bottom one I can just use it without the extension because it's easier to get to. So I'm going to take out both the slide pins now. So, a top tip when you're doing the 7mm, make sure you get it well into the bolt. When I first started doing this, it was slipping, and then if you just dig a little bit, jiggle, 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 it goes to the bottom of the socket, and you get a much better purchase on it. Right, the carrier's off, and that's sat on the arm there. I'll have to push the piston back in after I've cleaned it all. I'm going to take the carrier off now, 217mm. Got the socket on it there. This will come off. I can clean all this, get the disc off, new disc on, and then reassemble all this lot. Right, so I've given the carrier a good clean with some brake cleaner, and I've put brake grease in these little slots. Let me see that. In there and in there, because that's where the brake pads slide up and down on. So I'll fit this. Right, so that's the carrier bolted on, 217mm. You might notice if you turn it, hear that noise? It feels like the disc is catching on the carrier. That's because the wheel isn't on. Look, if I push it squarely on, the noise goes away. It's because this disc is like loose on the bolts until you put the wheel on, so it's not sat where it's supposed to. But once it's pressed on, it's fine. So clean up the caliper, push the piston back in, then we can play with putting the new brake pads on. So I'm now going to use my super duper doohickey, which is essentially a ratchet between two plates, and when I move it, the plates go wider and wider. So I'm going to put an old brake pad on that side, push this side towards the piston, then work the handle and push the piston flat into the piston body, so I stand a chance of getting the new brake pads back either side of the disc. Right, so put that brake pad in the piston using the clip first. This one you can just stay in the carrier. You offer this up, hold it in place, then push the slide pins in, tighten those up with a 7mm, put the bung back in, same at the bottom, and this should slide backwards and forwards easily. Put the clip back on, make sure it's in these top bits, top and bottom, and in these two holes. You know, make sure it's securely on, otherwise it probably twang off as the brake moves around. Seems okay. And that's it, wheel back on, top of the brake reservoir back on, and then we just need to bed these in. Don't go out and launch on the brakes on new pads. You'll probably make them too hot and ruin them immediately. Right, next one will be the rear brakes, which I'm anticipating to be more complicated than this. But hopefully you'll come and see that video if you like this one, if you thought it helped you. Leave a like, please subscribe, all that other good stuff, and we'll see you in the next brake video. Thanks for watching. And here we are back in the garage. Front one's done, rear one's to do. The take from this for me is you definitely need a 7mm hex Allen key to get them guide pins out. If you haven't got one, don't even start. And you could do with some kind of piston wind back tool of some kind, either that ratchet one like I've got, or a clamp of some kind, but make sure you've got one of those, because again you'll struggle to get it all back together again. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.